earlier this month, Jewish National Fund USA, the Israel Trauma Coalition, ADI Negev-Nahalat Eran Rehabilitation Village hosted a collaborative thinking session. The goal? To discuss resilience, coping resources, trauma intervention, and comprehensive support services for those impacted by the violence. Joining us are Tali Tzur-Avner, Chief of Staff from Jewish National Fund USA in Israel, and Ayelet Shmuli from the Sderot Resilience Center to talk about this experience. Ayelet, I'll start with you. In the aftermath of the traumatic events of October 7th, what have been some of the most significant emotional and community challenges you've witnessed or experienced among residents of the Western Negev and Gaza envelope regions?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that this trauma has an effect on almost everyone in this country. So when you're talking about shared reality, the people that are supposed to help, the first responders, the therapists, the people in the municipalities or the regional communities, everyone, and the leadership, everyone has been exposed to this trauma. So when you're looking at healing or trying to come out of the trauma and going back to resiliency, there is a lot of work to be done all around. So it's not just to give your services to someone that has suffered a traumatic event. Everyone has suffered something. Everyone has lost something. And you're seeing it when we're working and we're giving services. The people that are giving the services need to be treated as well, and the circles of vulnerability are across the country. So that's one. Another aspect is when you're talking about the evacuees, people that left their homes and now they're coming back. Bringing them back is a challenge. How are you going to give them the sense of safety when there's still rockets? I work in Sderot. There's still rockets. There's still sirens. How are you going to explain to someone that right now his whole body goes into a reaction, a stress reaction, that they're not terrorists? There are no terrorists on the streets right now. It's only, right, rockets. So the challenges are great. However, we do know how to come out the other side.
What specific resources, interventions, or support services have proven most effective in promoting resilience and addressing trauma for individuals and communities that are impacted by conflict and violence?
So I'll answer it, I guess, from a zoom-out point of view. Think about it this way. If you're only going to work on the trauma and not touch resiliency, you're not going to get the healing impact that you want. If you're only going to talk about resiliency and not deal with the trauma, you're not going to get the impact that you want. So the idea, what has been proven, is that you have to work on the specific trauma, on the narrative, and then you have to also build resiliency while you do it. Give the skills for resiliency. So we're talking about treatments, of course, individual and groups, community efforts, anything that has to do, I believe, with community efforts is the way to healing.
Now, Tali, looking ahead, what are some of the long-term goals or desired outcomes you hope this collaborative effort can achieve in providing comprehensive trauma treatment, coping resources, and, of course, rebuilding a sense of renewal and growth for residents in this region?
The dream of Jewish National Fund USA for many years, and not just speaking about the Otef or the Western Negev, has been to put together, to collaborate with all the organizations for the long term in order to support the communities. So yes, we spoke about, populating the Western Negev and the Galil. We spoke about resiliency. We spoke about many things. But at this time, my dream as a JNF Chief of Staff in Israel, and I know that the management and the leadership of Jewish National Fund USA would want to see these relations that are being developed as we speak now, running for the long term, and not just to treat, the traumatic experience and the resiliency needed after October 7th.
Thank you, Tali and Ayelet.